This is not financial advice, not legal advice, for entertainment, educational purposes only. Anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. Listen, the banks and the naked shorters, they conspire together to rob and steal from retail investors, pension funds, and institutions that follow the rules. Okay? Because the banks are fully aware when they are lending these guys money to buy stocks when they've bought 5 times or 10 times the float of the stock. They know those shares are not real, yet they continue to lend them the money anyway. So when the banks try to claim that they're not aware of the fraud and corruption that the naked shorters are engaging in, that's absolute nonsense to me. Okay? Absolute nonsense. And on top of that, a lot of these banks are engaged in the same nonsense. They have trillions in naked derivatives. They have billions in shares sold, not yet purchased. They're all in the game together. But when the pressure is on, it becomes one person for themselves, and the banks will let the naked shorters drown. It seems that they were able to push the reverse repo up above 100 billion to 102 billion, but it doesn't even matter. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it's just a temporary jump. And what they call in the stock market a dead cat bounce. That's what I call this. I call it a dead cat bounce. Because unless they get an injection of cash like they got in January from the federal government, eventually this reverse repo is going to zero. The banks are losing money hands over fist. The naked shorters are losing money hands over fist. So all they're doing is kicking the can down the road, hoping for some type of miracle to come in and save them. But I don't see that saving coming. I believe, based on everything I'm seeing, that retail investors, pension funds, institutions that follow the rules don't even have to buy, hold, or sell any stock. I believe they could just sit around and the market's going to take care of itself. That's how deep I believe these bad acts are in the naked shorting arena. Okay? What they've been allowed to do over the last 5 years is criminal. They've been running a Ponzi scheme on the American people. The SEC is aware of it. The DOJ is aware of it. The FBI is aware of it. And they practice willful blindness to the biggest financial crimes in the history of the planet. But when the reverse repo runs out and there's no more cash, there will be forced liquidations. They'll be forced to start covering those short positions. And there's going to be a lot of runs to bankruptcy court. And there's going to be a lot of runs to Congress. If you watch one of my previous videos, I told you guys they're trying to put together $2 trillion. $2 trillion to bail out these criminals. And the thing is, they've been doing this for the last 5 years. The evidence of it is overwhelming. And you guys know that I blame the SEC. Because had the SEC stepped in and nipped this thing in the bud before it got so out of control, we wouldn't be in the situation we're in now. But the SEC has allowed these criminals to do what they want, whenever they want, with no real consequences. And then they helped them with that disrespectful video where they were throwing pies in our face because we didn't want to sell our AMC shares to them at this low price. Tell me that video wasn't evidence that the SEC was in bed with these criminals. Anyway, bottom line is this. The reverse repo is running out. It went up a little bit. They got over $100 billion, but it doesn't matter. As far as I'm concerned, when the reverse repo runs out, the music stops. The music stops, and there will be forced liquidations. They will be forced to close their short positions, and a lot of fraud and corruption in the market is going to be exposed. And I believe it's going to shame the SEC, the DOJ, and the FBI into doing their job. Anyway, please leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think this jump over $100 billion is a dead cat bounce, or you think they're getting a whole lot of new liquidity? Anyway, have a great day. God bless, and I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.